Lutterworth coming off a toughly fought loss against the Leamington Spartans earlier on in the day, and London Storm coming off of a win against Wessex Wolves 1.
I think it was quite tight in the end, that game as well.
It looked, at some stages when we looked over, we saw that Wessex were up a bit. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams bounce back, especially Meteors, who are still looking to kind of cement their second place in the league, and Storm, who are looking to break into that top 4 and potentially medal by the end of the season.
Storm, in the past as well, have been known for maybe having a tough game against a team like Wessex, who you'd expect, if you're pushing for the top of the table, to be beating, say, Wessex quite confidently. But then they turn up to the next game against, say, Meteors here and actually put up as much of a fight in the other game.
That's very true. They're such a team that their form kind of flutters between being absolutely outstanding and sometimes just being drawn into the games of teams that lower down in the leagues. So we've had a couple of exchanges there, with Storm losing 2 players.
Oh, and a hit called there on Simon. That was Steve's throw when past Joe blocking, I believe, and hit Simon behind. It was unfortunate. Great free throw from Tim there, and a catch. What a double play. He wants the hit on Steve as well, but Nathan David just says, let's slow down, take 2. I know you've just done something cool, but don't over-egg it.
Tim Day of ex-Storm from 2 seasons ago, leaving Sam Laverty, and Stephen Dumbe left in on their own against 5 of the Meteors.
Nice lateral move there from Steve. Just draws the 2 balls apart and he gets a confident block. The lateral movements really the best thing you can do when you're trying to dodge.
Lucky there from Day not being able to take that catch off of Laverty. So we'll see what Meteors do to close out this set. We saw in their Spartans games that they were closing out sets very quickly with aggressive 2-ball attacks. Oh. Sam Laverty taking the catch off Nathan Christopherson.
And the second ball there, just hitting the ball that Laverty caught, so that actually counts as a block, meaning he stays in and takes the catch.
Joe Brown making the block there on the single. 3 apiece here. We'll see what both teams can do. We'll see how Meteors want to play this and how Storm, with time running out, so I think we'll be about a minute or so left, or 30 seconds our clock is saying.
Oh, another lateral there from Steve, again getting out of the way of 1 ball and being able to just block the single ball. If he just stayed where he was there, 2 of them are coming at his body and there's no way he's blocking both. Really great movements from him.
Nathan David getting high, not managing to get that hit. Nick Mester missing, Cam Relton making the hit. Nathan David left in on his own. Sam Lav going over the ball. Very exciting.
Huge jump from Cam Relton there. It was a 97 on the left of the Storm side as he went for the counter. Nick Mester goes to attack early, but absolutely huge leap over the ball. That means he stays in, can get the hit on Nick, and that's a huge swing play. A fantastic set there, back and forth. Meteors at one point, I think 6-4 up, but then a catch from Sam Laverty on the Storm side, and then that chaos in the middle there. Great first set for Storm, they'll be very happy with that.
Really showing the class of both teams here. Messer not managing to get his hands around that, setting himself and tracking it quite well.
I think that ball just kind of swerved outswing a little bit, so Nick thought he was coming into the middle, but then just swung out to the outside of his body there. Really great placement from James Fowler.
Nathan David just blocking that single into the ground. Storm going forward with 3 balls.
Good after throw from Simon.
Very good. Very well done there by
Laverty, well known at catching the after throws like that. Although the slide backwards maybe not his best form.
I think Simon Jones, his release put such a spin on the ball. Oh, and an absolutely amazing take by Simon Jones, and getting the double hit. A 3-player swing from Simon, just showing how good he can be when it happens.
Oh! And Dan there just picking the catch out, not even in the body. He put his hands out in front of him and just picked it out, and then backing up onto the line.
Simon Jones converting the hit. Sam Laverty left in on his own against 3 of the Meteors.
Bounce there before he hit Sam Laverty.
Nick Mester not taking any chances with Sam, already got his catching gloves on today. And the hit there, finishing the set out in a very controlled manner for Meteors.
Again, a really good movement there from Sam Laverty. He kind of ducks down laterally to the side, and 2 of the balls actually go wide. Fortunately, the final one is just on his knees, and he can't take the catch. But once again, that lateral movement is just so key for drawing out that single ball. The Storm at the minute really good with that on this side with Stephen Dunby and Sam Laverty.
Absolutely last catch from Dan Gittings there, though. Simon Jones not managing to take cross court from Stephen Dunby. James Fowler getting caught out by a high single. Meteors now with 4 balls.
Big jump from Sam Laverty. He gets over the first one. The second 2 just slightly delayed and can follow him up into the air.
Yeah, they seem to have noticed that Sam's one of the danger men in this Storm team with his catching, sending 3 balls quite early on in the set. Nathan David not managing to get low enough to get underneath the
good
2-ball attack.
Yeah, good convincing fakes there from Storm. Drawn Nathan David down onto the floor, and then for that second throw, they know exactly where he is.
Johnny Day getting out the way, a lot of sideways movements and then blocking to get out of the way.
Oh, and Tim, another
very
catch.
good catch by Tim Day. Storm now 3 players against 5 of the Meteors.
Tim Day is mainly known for his power throwing, but if you put a ball in his chest, like, he's going to take it, and Storm are going to have to learn that pretty quickly. If they keep doing that at that height, then he's going to gobble them up all game.
And Dunby doing a great job surviving here on this wing against quite a few 2-ball attacks throughout this half so far. Storm just slowing it down a bit, using the wall to their advantage. Get those hits back. It's looking like they want to play with 2.
Nice. There we go. Storm taking advantage of that expectation, and a good 2 balls at ball, hitting out Joe Brown. Oh, good lateral jump from Ndumbi, but Meteors follow and just get a little snick. And then as Johnny comes forward on the left wing on the Storm side, free throw from Christopherson, gets the hit. Dan Gittings again alone on his own. We know he can take a catch. I'll see what he'll do. Probably try and give Meteors 3 balls.
Oh. No,
Well, it's not live. I think they're saying that the ball is not live.
Tim Day being...
Okay, that's going to be...
an interesting decision there.
Okay, so to just break down what's happened there. Tim Day has come forward to make that throw. He's hit Dan Gittings. It's a bit high, slightly out of control, but from a fair distance, and an unfortunate thing that he's hit Dan in the face, but not intentional. The line ref then has said that the ball that Tim picked up was not actually live, as in it wasn't far enough back on the court behind this attack line to make the ball live. So the ball that Tim threw is not a live ball. That means he throws it and it doesn't count as a catch.
Tim Day just going and apologising to Dan Gittings. It's nice to see, because Tim Day is always one of the more light-hearted players here, and it's quite not always often we see a reaction from there.
Yeah, it's no surprise to see that reaction. I think out of frustration then he's gone for a leap of faith over the middle line to secure the hit, because the referee's telling him that he's not in.
So the refs are having a conversation here with the captains. I'm not sure what's going on. It seems like everyone but the line ref down there believes that it would be the set.
Yeah, so
I think
what should have ideally happened there is that the ball was deemed not live, it's not a hit, and the Storm players would reset off the court, leaving Dan Gittings versus Tim Day 1v1 to kind of reset it. However, because Tim has been told that the set is not over, he's decided, well, okay, I'll go and secure the hit instead. But then half of the Storm team are already back on the court, lined up again. waiting to restart the set. Dan isn't really paying attention and then gets hit, and I think that's fair that he feels like that's kind of unfair from him then. So I think there's a decision to be made about what they do about the end of the set. Do they go back to a one-on-one situation, or do they award the set to Meteors? And also the decision about what Tim did afterwards. Do they actually award the set to Dan because of what Tim did, which I think might be a little bit odd. But do they also punish Tim with a penalty set or even a yellow card for that move?
I think he has been yellow. It's a blue card, so I think a punishment there is apt. I think that kind of reaction is not really warranted in the game. So the ref's giving Tim Day a blue card there, which I think is completely invalid. It also is you've got to mention that there were 2 other players on court for Meteors, so regardless of whatever happened with Tim Day there, Meteors still would have the set, still would be up in the set with their two or three players.
The line ref, I think the referees have awarded the set to Meteors at the end of the set. I think it was 2-2 all before.
Yes.
Yes? We've awarded the set to Meteors, but Adam Badley on the line ref is arguing that, well, if they've blue carded Tim for his actions, then the set is not over, which should potentially mean that Dan Gittings is still in, Tim Day is out, and then go and win that set.
Well, that would depend. So Tim would have been blue carded for his reaction.
Yeah.
It's whether or not that initial hit counts.
Yeah. Judging by Adam Badley's reaction, the line ref, I think he thought that they decided that it was the reaction and that the ball was not live, so the set wasn't over. So if Tim has been blue carded for his action for jumping over the line and hitting Dan, then when is Tim deemed as out, as penalised? Is it after the fact, in which case Meteors win and then Tim gets the blue card and is in the penalty set? Or is it because of the action, so beforehand, and therefore Dan is still in, Tim is out, and Storm win the set?
I think it's been decided that Tim would have been out from the leap of faith anyway, or the leap of faith. So they are going back.
Tim's out. They seem to be resetting. However, Tim is out, so who is in?
Very interesting.
Oh wait, sorry. Was it a 1v1?
No.
It wasn't a 1v1, sorry.
No, it was a 4v1.
I think the rest of the Meteors players had walked off court, and I forgot that there was more of them.
Yes.
Right, of
so
course.
I did say this earlier. I
that
said
was probably really confusing.
Tim wasn't the only player on court. Or Tim Day, sorry.
It's probably very much confusing everyone at home there. I do apologise. So Tim is deemed out because of going for the leap of faith, which means Dan is back in. Oh. And that might seem a little bit reductive there, but Dan does get a chance, and he got his hands to that catch for sure.
Yes. So the score is now 4-2. Tim Day would have served the rest of that set with a blue card, and the rest of the next set with a blue card. It's looking like the score is 6-2.
That means...
Nope, the score is 4-2.
Yes.
We're just looking at the ref's scoreboard there.
Yeah. Added it twice. Now back into the flow of the game. Very disruptive for the rest of the team. The players involved as well. Everyone's kind of cooled down just a little bit. They're very distracted about the decision, so I think now the next couple of sets are going to be focused on who can kind of get their head back in the game a bit and think more about the tactics that they're trying to pull off rather than the mess that's just happened there.
That is very true. I think when it comes to playing, you want the games to come thick and fast. A big stoppage like that where there's a lot of confusion and, as you said, really disrupt. So seeing how these both teams step back into their gameplay and their game style will be very interesting.
Yeah, you spent so long in the team talk beforehand kind of ironing things out, and if you've got very specific things, those might disappear a bit after such a break. I think that was a catch from...
no, so it was a pre-throw from Nathan Christopherson onto James Fowler. He blocked it, and Dan Gittings got the revenge post-throw hit.
A good catch there from Johnny Day on the left, number 8. Steve did something very dramatic and I believe got hit. And Dumbe there going to the elbow.
Stephen Dumbe went for the catch. Didn't manage to quite get his hands around it as he set himself for it. Now it's Storm with 3 balls against Joe Brown and Nick Mester from Meteor.
Joe Brown on the left, getting 2 balls here. Tries to duck down and scoop up the catch, but a really nice height from Storm there. It's just on the floor and it's so low that you can barely get your fingers under it. It's very easy to just palm that down back into the floor. So really good throw in there. Bit staggered there from Storm.
Makes it very easy for a player like Nick Mester to kind of go from one job to the next and to the next. Block the first, dodge the second, get out of the way.
To the pre-throw they put in. That's the intention, to disrupt. We'll probably put a pre-throw in here again. Try and disrupt the throws. Does enough at least to, nice. Does enough at least to make the block easy, but then the cross court in that situation for me is a little bit risky because you're the only person throwing.
Yes.
The cross court is really effective because people aren't looking. The only person that Johnny Day there on the Storm team has to look at is Nick.
So Meteors are now with their 6 players. Tim Day stepping back on court. Gave a little apology to his team as he did that.
The duck in there from Dumby on the right. Known as a very big, muscly man, Mr. Mundumby, but he's a joy to watch because he really does throw his body into everything. He's got such incredible agility and movement. Like we saw in the previous set when he's thrown himself around.
Great shot there from Tim Day, hitting out his younger brother Johnny Day. A kind of a dynasty in the dodgeball world here.
Dynasty of curly afros. Great pre-throw from Tim Day there into the middle against Lavity. On his planted foot, yeah, really good accuracy.
Something we didn't quite get the opportunity to see in the Spartans game was how good Tim Day's arm is, and he's really showing it off now with some of his hits.
And Dumbe there covering his teammates, sprinting up and not giving an inch. Christopherson tries to get the hit, but Steve is there to cover. Oh, and a late throw there from Steve. David clearly expecting himself to take that catch. But this time, Storm, the lucky ones. 3 balls now on the Storm side. Thrown at the right side. Big jump from Joe Brown. Good 2-ball counter there against Fowler. I think he's got the block off on one, but a little nick maybe on the arm as well off the other ball.
Really good coordinated attack. See Joe Brown, looked across at his partner Nick Mester to make sure they were on the same page before going. I think that's something you see at the high level of just the fact that wing partners need to be working as a pair.
Thought he blocked that.
There you go, that's what we can see, how strongly these 2 players can work together to get those aggressive 2-ball attacks. On with it again. Cam Relton getting over it.
Oh, and again, Comms on the way up, trying to get the 2-ball counter. Brown just with a big enough jump to get over the top of them both.
Joe Brown looking at Cam Relton and thinking, I can do that.
Then 2-ball attack, good block from Dan. Joe gets the hit as Relton runs up. But Gittings is there to avenge, so now down to a 1-on-1. 3 shots from Gittings. Gonna have time to get another one in. Should make advantage of this while Nick doesn't have a ball in.
Straight into Nick Mester's gut.
Yeah, he's always going to be waiting for that. He'll be very careful with the placement there. I think he's maybe rushing a bit, trying to get the throw off before Nick gets back in. But at that point, he's not going to get a ball back in ready to play by the time. So you've really got to focus on, making the most of that free shot you get against him and not putting it straight into his gut. But Nick takes the catch. Meteors goes 6-4 up with not too long left in this half. I believe.
We've got, I think we believe it's a minute set, but as you can see on that right side, Brett Koenig has now been subbed on for Joe Brown. and there have been no substitutions on the Storm side of things.
Good single off centre there from Laverty, hitting out Day. Storm again with 3 balls. Trying to look for a single at ball.
Brett Koenig.
Oh, Storm coming ahead in that chaos. Really taking advantage of those trades there.
Brett Koenig looking like he invalided there, but it's not being called by the refs. Meteors now 3 players.
Brett's always going to free throw there with 4 balls. Definitely little time left on the clock. They tried to charge forward to make a couple of last second hits.
Yeah.
The Storm dodge, whistle goes anyway, and Storm take it to 6-6 at half time.
Pretty brilliant.
Meteors electing to not run for the middle ball there, probably backing the Relton on the Storm side is going to beat them on any runoff. They're just taking 2 balls nice and safe.
Brett Koenig out from the beginning. I'm not sure why. It might have been an issue with the.
Maybe saying he can't hear the whistle. He's trying to talk to the referee, but I'm not too sure what that was about. Oh, good single there from Laverty. Oh, centre line, I think they're saying. That was why Brett Koenig was down. Out off the start of the set.
The Storm have definitely started this set.
Great 2-ball attack there, but David, just with a slight delay on the balls there, able to block one and then pull up to the second block. Stays alive. Goes for the trade there with Steve, but manages to move enough just to get out of the way.
David making a great hit and surviving at the same time. Meteors coming forward with 3 now. James Fowler getting very low there to get out of the way of that strong 2-ball attack.
Good quality pre-throw and then just flattens himself like a pancake.
Very good block there by Christopherson.
Searching for the foot there from James Fowler on the Storm side. So now Meteors with a chance, try and take a single hit to get an edge back in this game. There it is. Good single from Christopherson. Yeah. Joe Brown there coming over to the same side of Christopherson just to offer some support so that when Christopherson is thrown, Day on the Storm side doesn't get
and Christopherson makes the pre-throw catch to bring back in Koenig. I think there's also potentially a tactic that they've been going for in this game. A lot of the singles from Simon Jones and Nathan Christopherson have been going at James Fowler at that inside ball position. Yeah. Obviously, we know that position is a tough place to play anyway, but maybe they're playing against Fowler, trying to get him out early, knowing how effective he can be later on in those games.
Meteors happy to spend 3 balls there to hit Day out on the right-hand side. Oh, and a fantastic double free throw there. Definitely Brett Koenig's bread and butter, I would say. Absolutely loves the free throw.
And there's Cam Relton there with the high shot. I think it looks a bit higher than it probably was because of the spin he puts on it. But it would have carried on going once it had gone past kind of the plane of the players.
Certainly a rising shot, but yes, still valid.
Valid indeed.
Another great jump there from Relton, looking for a hit back, maybe just trying to waste a ball.
And a trade there. Christopherson knows exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if he gets hit, as long as he makes sure that his throw is on target.
A lot of the time, a lot of the teams will allow you to throw that ball as the last player left and try and hit you aggressively on the running counter. The Meteors are known for taking those 2 steps before you've even thrown. Cut down that space and make the hits.
Yeah, especially if you're carrying 2 balls, it makes you a target. You'll be very smart about keeping your distance, trying to either make a hit or waste a ball so that you only have 2 and they have to throw at you. It's a tough place to be in as a single player, for sure. Ooh, good shot there from Lav. It's just at a really nice height, but bounced just before Brett. It really is a fine line there. But
he looked like he didn't agree with the refs there, but a lot is going on at the moment.
Dumbe hit in the middle, the ball comes up in the air, tries to take the catch, but can't get to it, and then Relton hit at the same time.
Very low there from Gittings, gets out of the way, and the way these trades have gone, very, very similar to the Meteors we're used to seeing.
Ooh. And a block there with 2 balls from Gittings. Oh.
He's called out, which I believe means that from wherever he was called out, not sure when, leaving it at 2v1. Joe Brown knowing that Sam Laverty, in that position is going to be looking for a catch.
I think their strategy here is make Sam Laverty have 2 balls.
Oh! Nathan Christopherson just dropping that block.
So he makes the block but drops the ball that he was holding, so he is out. Both players trying to position here. The strategy with the 1v1 really is to make sure
and there's
the ball is to try and either take the catch off a single or force the other person to throw their last ball away so you can get a good counter. Laverty, known for his single ball catches, goes for the catch, but really great placement from Brown. So 10-6 to Meteors. Still plenty of time left on the clock. Single there from Day, looking for Day on the Meteor side.
As we were saying, that chaos in the middle of that set was so similar to the kind of chaos that we've seen Meteors force and thrive when they were so dominant a couple of seasons ago.
4 balls now, looking to spend 2 to hit Day on the Meteor side. Brett pushes Storm back with some fakes to try and get some space. Laverty completely happy with that trade. Already a player up. They stay a player up and hit Brett out, their main caller on the Meteor side. David, though, completely capable, will take over from calling. If we can pull that advantage back. Again, right. Meteors, seen this before, always happy to spend 2 balls to try and take a key hit.
Something they did a lot in that Spartans game, we noticed.
And that's the key thing there from Storm. If Meteors are going to give them 4 balls from doing that, they have to get a hit back. It's a great free throw from Day there to also get a hit back on Storm against Relton. But Storm at least take the hit that they needed. Oh, great after throw from Day again. He's having a hell of a set here.
I think Day has played very, very well in the sets that he hasn't quite been having his brain fades. He's been showing why he's such a class player and why he plays for Meteors in such a high standard you do every meet. See what Steve and Fowler can do.
I think Tim Day's weakness can be not being on the court, if that sounds like silly enough. He's a bigger target than most, but if he does well with his dodging, if he does well with his surviving, just like that.
And Fowler doesn't make the catch! Tim Day is still on court. It's still a 1-player advantage to Meteors. Stephen Dumbe left in on his own against Nathan Christopherson and Tim Day.
Can't leave there. And Dumbe with the free shot has to make that count. Ooh. And that's the shot he needs to make count, unfortunately. Now Meteors get to set up, 2-ball attack, probably going to send both balls.
Survives the free throw. And he doesn't make the catch.
Being hit by a second ball.
The first ball hit him, didn't quite have that ball secured. And a great effort by Stephen Dumbe there. But very well done by the 2 Meteors boys to finish that set. That's Meteors going 12-6 in this game and Storm calling their timeout. So it must have been a Meteors timeout earlier.
Very chaotic set play there in the middle that left Meteors 3 players on 1 with a potential catch. Tim Day throwing at Fowler on the Storm side. Fowler fumbles it up into the air for a good 2 seconds. As I was just trying to say how prolific a thrower Day is. If Fowler had taken that catch, James Fowler is still in, and Dumbe is back in, Storm get a player back in, and Tim Day is out. I think a 3-on-2 for Storm, but unfortunately it just evades Fowler. He's going to hate me for saying this at the end when he watches this game back later, I'm sure. But a really key play there that could have potentially brought Storm back into it.
It's one of those situations where it's probably it goes on for so long that he overthinks it a bit.
And you've got to remember as well that you've got 2 or 3 other balls being fired at you from the Meteor side at the same time to try and put you off or hit you before you take the catch. It's an under pressure catch for sure.
great take by Nathan Christopherson in the middle there. Messed with the cover, but not managing to get.
And a good dodge there from Ndombe. He gets nice and low under the ball. Still time left here for Storm, I believe. 12-6. There should be at least time for 3 sets. Storm might have to be a little bit fast about it. But if they can take some confident hits on singles, if they get up by a few players and start throwing 2 balls just to try and end the set a little bit quicker. We'll block there from Day almost into Christopherson, but thankfully down enough.
Happy with taking those more defensive shots. The trade there.
Definitely favouring the Storm side again. He does leave Relton on the wing for Storm, for
Lovely
very
turn.
agile, whereas he preferred to be in the wing, but still Johnny Day on that other wing with the absolute rocket of an arm. Great throw into the foot of Joe Brown. Storm take advantage of the missing ball that's still off on another court. Go early, and again going early. Not letting Meteors get set with the balls that they need. And suddenly, Storm are right back in this with momentum. No timeouts left from Meteors to try and sort this out.
Simon Jones now on for Tim Day. A middle ball going to the Meteors. Mester winning it against Cam Relton.
That double block there from Steve. Both balls. It's an unfortunate side effect of being really accurate with your 2-ball attacks, is sometimes you hit the ball with both of them. Good single there. It's just on the thigh of David. It's maybe not the. It's a bit like in the basket area if Nathan drops down, but the power coming out of Ndombe's throw is just too much. Good free throw though. From the Meteor side to even it up.
It's a very tough situation to be in because sometimes some players can be in half a mind between dodging and attempting the catch and win. Some of the balls come in so centrally, you're caught in 2 minds.
Good dodging low again from Fowler. Gittings with the throw there, just looking for the feet of Simon as he lands, but the ball arrives just a split second too early as Simon comes down. Meteors looking just for a little snick on ball there. Storm will get another chance at a single throw. Free throw from Brett.
Block there from Simon Jones.
Storm opting to just take the single throw there rather than take possession or throw back at Brett from the free throw. We get another chance at single here. Relton into the middle, Joe dodges sideways, and a double block there from Johnny. Not 2 balls, but the same ball twice.
The angle from here looked like he did block it into himself, but the refs with much better angles than us made the decision there.
I think it's just bobbled up. Fowler there, happy to take a trade, takes the hit on Jones, but Brett with the after throw to take out Fowler. Storm still stay a player up. Has to be a catch.
Oh, very well done there.
Very good cover.
I'm not sure what Nick Mester did. I think he stumbled off to one side. Oh, what a lovely take from Brett Koenig, his bread and butter.
Oh, disaster from Storm. They've 100% got better in the basket there. The 2 throws going low and then the third throw straight into the middle.
And a catch from Nathan David to win that set.
Not over yet. So the retriever there, thinking that the set was over, did step on court, which means that
I think a lot of people.
It's going to be a turnover there, which means that Johnny. So a turnover means the ball retriever or certain other errors has made a mistake, which means the opposite team gets to decide how many balls they want. Most cases, you take 5. So Johnny on the Storm side, Johnny Day is going to take 5 balls and attempt to take a couple of hits. He's going to probably bring 2 balls forward, look for an initial hit, and then before Meteors can get set, look for a second hit straight afterwards. With his arm, with his power, that's kind of the strategy I'll be looking at, but see what he does.
exactly.
Maybe needed.
You're a prophet, Matt.
Oh, he's definitely shy on time. I think.
Lovely shot there.
I think a very low amount of time left in the set, so he really rushed that throw.
He went for it.
Arguably should have taken another split second just to line up that second throw. But when you I don't know exactly how long is left on the time. He knows better. Felt like there was a few seconds at most left.
So we do believe that there is less than a set left in this half.
Both teams likely now just playing for set. Set difference. There is Mester slips over the centre line. Trying to run for the middle ball. Nice low shot there from David. Slides just wide of Lavity. Tries to stay on court. Free throw from Brett. Lavity looks for the after throw. Hit is called on Ndumbi from that free throw. But a hit against Brett as well. It's just 4 on 4. Storm with the 4 balls should look to take advantage of these 4 balls. Simon with the free throw and Storm punish. Meteors with the 3 balls and the opportunity to even it back up though. Maybe looking at Fowler again as we saw earlier. Looking to 2 ball. Just really good at accuracy as well, despite Johnny Day's movement into the middle.
Good option there to attempt to make that hit on Johnny Day, knowing that their 2 ball has been so successful in this game. Are a player down though? Is Joe Brown being hit out in the centre?
Christopherson there getting the hit, but dodging out the way of Fowler's free throw as well. Meteors maybe looking to... Oh, good 2 ball free throw from the Storm side. Ooh, a lovely duck there. Just going at Relton's head height, but he drops his body down out of the way. And a strong finish from Storm.
I believe there is a 1 minute set, which means Meteors have won the game. It's now whether or not Storm can get the ever vital points for their score difference in this,
being
last
within
set.
1 set of Meteors, if they can take this to 14-12, then that's a pretty big win for them, set difference wise. Obviously disappointing not to take the win, but points wise, a lot of teams, other teams mid-table, will probably expect to lose by a few more sets. Oh, and a great diving catch there
From Ian Barrett.
Fantastic. Simon blocks the ball back over to the Storm side. Ian Barrett dives across to take the catch, which means that Jones is out and Relton is back on court again. About 40 seconds left. Good free throw from the Meteor side. Hitting Gittings in the middle.
Evening up the scores. The players on court at least. Another 2 ball attack.
Storm with a chance to counter though. 2 hits. No balls on the Meteor side to cover them.
I believe there's 1 off court somewhere. Yep, we've got 1 coming on.
Free throw again from Meteors, not finding its target. 2 ball attack from Storm, not finding its target. Don't say one player up. Meteors have 3 balls. Or 4 balls.
The whistle goes.
Whistle goes, I think, before the hit, so set Storm. So
yes,
yeah,
and that's the
14-12.
game.